Hi, you guys.
Hi.
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 You should be able to share your screen, Raji.
You see, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's give it a minute. Yeah, start.
I was able to see only first to the third one also I wasn't able to see, but if nobody has taken, I'll definitely try to attempt it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just myeloid and it's like it requires so much of refreshing. It was taking me longer than like normal time to like
Yeah,
think over
Myeloid
them.
takes time.
Yeah, I have to like, compare with my normal plots and do those things. So
Yeah.
so are today's cases all taken or not?
Think up to 5 are taken, and after that, nobody took it.
Okay. If we all are doing not that good, can we do three tomorrow then? Because I really want to like read on it and then attempt like, today it's like I
Okay, no,
it's
no
sweet
problem.
and
No
yeah,
problem.
because I don't want like I mean if it's okay with everyone, I don't want to like just centralize on myself. I mean
No, I
just
also
like
put
to give
them
fair
very
attempt
late
to everybody,
today,
like
so
look at them
take your
before
time.
and think. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying some of the cases and I find them difficult as well. So I was hoping.
Yeah, I mean, if you like look and then you go and like try to figure out yourself, then I mean,
Yeah.
making more efforts, more then you think more and then you retain more.
Okay, we'll stop at 5 then today,
Okay, thank you.
and then we'll discuss them along with Monday's cases. And I think after Monday, I only will have unknowns. I mean, after Akanksha finishes her reading, I think Akanksha, are you gonna do reading after that?
So, reading on myeloid, you mean?
Yeah. So I'll be done with myeloid cases on Monday, and
Mm-hmm.
then after you're done reading, I can do the unknowns like random cases,
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
no lineage specific, just random.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Are we still meeting on the weekends or are we taking some off?
I think this weekend we are not meeting.
Okay. That will be helpful because I'm still in the middle of my moving.
Okay. Actually, I
Next
am
week,
done with. I only need one more day, and after that, unknown. Unknown. Maybe I don't know how many cases I'll be able to pull. I'll keep you guys posted in the group. I don't know how many sessions I'll need for unknown. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
next week I'm not there on most likely not also on Thursday also, but Friday and Saturday I'm definitely not there. I
Okay.
have a doctor's appointment. I have to go there and it's different city.
Okay.
And have we probably I missed this. Did we read about myeloid like from the Brent book or
no, that's what she was saying. That once, like Monday, maybe we can read. Maybe Monday and Tuesday we can read Brentwood myeloid, and then we can go over with the unknown cases.
No, I still will have some cases for Monday. Not
Okay.
many, but then if we do the 3 cases from today, and then maybe I'll have 3 more
Right.
just to wrap it up, and
Mhm.
then I think then yeah, after that only unknowns I'll have.
which will be a mixture of B and T and everything.
Everything, yeah, random.
That would be
That
fun.
will be interesting, no?
I agree.
Yeah. And I'll try to provide history for them briefly, 1 or 2 lines.
And I'll miss these sessions when they are over. This is my best 1 hour of the day.
I think you guys should actually we should probably have some consensus conference or something, like share interesting cases with each other.
I
Yeah.
came up with that idea way back and I wanted to start that. I actually posted that on Twitter as well, that we should have a consensus conference between ourselves, something like we should create something like a group having consensus conference. But then, I mean, no one came up and I didn't follow it through. I think this is the right
Uh,
time that we should think about it.
I
I
agree.
can be in and my place because I'm in like a rural setting here. I get so weird cases. I have not seen such cases in India. I haven't seen in my residency and like they just pop up. and make me jump out of my chair sometimes.
It's
So I have like real weird cases.
The
that's
only concern with this would be to HIPAA, you know.
yeah. My only concern is that in Canada, like our institution has a policy. Anything patient related has to go through administration,
Right,
and
right.
actually there is like a like foundation has like a special privacy office that you have to submit like you have to submit like application whether you want to that you are going to be part of this group who and you have to kind of assign papers, which is a process. So that's the only thing.
Right. Yeah, that time as well, this is where it ended because like HIPAA comes along everywhere.
We are allowed to share cases, and I remember that ICCS or Beckman Coulter sometimes has these conferences and
Right.
annually. So if we are part of that, like in order to post special cases for that, we have submitted application to the privacy office, and it has been approved but it's usually one-off, like annually for a couple of cases, and then the management has to know. So it's like a official process on our end.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I think let's get started.
Can you, yeah, the
You want me to
screen.
make it bigger? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
make it bigger. Okay.
Okay, on this one, it says blasts are 86%, and then they go into the granulocytes too, which are 90%. So it's kind of overlapping between them. And even in the next year where they are doing granulocytes, the markers are almost, I think every marker is kind of overlapping there. But let's progress. But just like to bring there in, like, is it blast or is it grants? That's what the question is. Okay, so going from here, I think in the first 34 versus 33, 34 is negative, 33 is bright positive, then 117 is negative. So immaturity marker like 34, 117 are negative. And then HLA-DR is bright positive, 117 is negative, then 33 is positive. It's again the same, and then it is 15 is positive, which is a maturity marker for granulocytes. So that is positive. It can be there in the blast too, but give me 1 second. Somebody called me. Okay, yeah, 15 was positive, and then it is 38 is moderately positive, and then it's 33 is again 33 is bright positive. Just from the lectures, I remember like 11B bright, HLA-DR bright are like more in the monocyte side. So, and then is 34 negative, then 13 is present in the subset is positive, moderate, and then 11B is positive bright. Then they are getting yeah, so here again the blasts are 3 negative, 71 negative, 16 negative, and then here when we see it, it is 14 is positive in like dim to moderate is positive, and then here is 64 is positive, and then it's and the brightness of 64 is like kind of what we see in kind of monocytic lineage. When it goes there, it is that bright. Like even if it is positive in grams, it has to be dimmer than this. So it is, I think, brighter than that. Then again, 1464 positive, 11B positive. We have said 56 subset is positive. Yeah, we have done that. So now 2 is negative, 4 is 4 subset is positive, which can be positive in monocytes. So that's something like, it's not like always think aberrant would be like monocytic something. So yeah, 7 is negative, and then 2 negative. We said that 3 negative, that's done. 19 negative, 20 negative, 8 negative. Okay, now when we go into grants, I think these grams, they are showing the same marker as those blast tube was showing. 11 bright positive, 34 negative, 13 subset positive, except for I think that 16 is here is negative, and previously it was previously also it was negative, right? Yeah, 16 was negative before. Yeah, and then 56 minute subset is positive, then 64 and 14 is positive. And then it's the same, like even the pattern I think is kind of the same. Now let's go to the mature monocytes that they have gated. To me they look kind of fine, like they are mature monocytes, like 14 positive, 64 positive, 34 negative, and 11B bright positive, and 34 negative, 56 negative. Then it is 14 positive, 34 negative. And then 14 is kind of showing a little bit of pattern, which is fine. So this was like kind of, to me, was a normal population of monocytes. HLA-D are bright positive. On this case, I would like to see the smear first. So before I go anywhere, I mean, I see there is grands and there is monocytic differentiation. So I see like myelomonocytic differentiation is there. But for now we have to different whether it's normal. I mean, it could be, to me, it's like, I do not know if I could call it like acute leuk or it's a CMML. I mean, I want to see the CBC, I want to see the peripheral smear. But one thing that is there is like, usually when it is a normal population, there is a like, there is a pattern to it, like as we discussed before, like Nike shape patterns are there, or like V shape patterns are there. I do not see those patterns there. It's a blob like population, so to me it is an abnormal population. So but I mean, I want to see the smear before it's a CMML or AMML. I am not sure on that part. And 45 is kind of not that dim as it is in the blast. So that's another thing.
Okay, so yeah, I think in all fairness, whatever you said was correct. You should have a peripheral smear. That's where it gets tricky with monocytes. You need to see the morphology to differentiate it from mature or immature monocytes. So yes, you said 34 and 117 negative, 33 is bright, and this kind of bright 33 we see in monocytic lineage, and also this bright HLA-DR goes with monocytic lineage. And 15 is kind of variable positivity. Granulocytes and monocytes both can be 15 positive. Granulocytes usually have kind of a brighter CD15 than monocytes, and this kind of positivity we often see in monocytes. But it does not kind of, it's not like something that you rely on. And 11B is positive in monocytes. Normal monocytes are CD13 positive. So this kind of negativity for CD13 is abnormal. And then, so 16 negative, 34 negative, 3 negative, everything else is negative, and we see nice CD14, and the CD14 is partial. Normal monocytes will have full, they won't show loss of CD14 like this. So this kind of loss of CD14 and lack of CD13 are more suggestive of immature markers, are more suggestive of immature phenotype. And then CD64, again, like you said, it is brighter like what you see in monocytes. And actually CD64, you cannot use it to differentiate between monocytic precursors and monocytes, because they are actually more brighter even in the immature ones. So you cannot really use 64 to differentiate, but like you said, it would be brighter than the myelocytic lineage 64. And then 11B again is kind of brighter. And 56 is another clue for abnormal monocytes, because normal monocytes do not show 56, but 56 does not differentiate between CMML or immature monocytes, because both can be positive. And sometimes aberrant expression of 56 can be seen in monocytes in MDS also. but this kind of helps that this is abnormal. So far we have loss of 13 and partial loss of 14 and 56 expression. And 4 expression, like here we can see partial 4 expression in monocytic lineage, so nothing abnormal with that. All other markers are negative. And this one, so basically we get the same population both for this template, the granulocyte template, and the blast template to see what they stain like. So they don't really stain like granulocytes. Granulocytes will have, so this is a peripheral blood. So granulocytes will have brighter 16. Even if this is a bone marrow, you will see the maturation pattern of 13 versus 16. So you don't see anything in the promyelocyte area or the metamyelocyte area or the granulocyte area. You don't really see anything in 16. Nothing is acquiring 16. So that is abnormal. And even if you go here, there is it's the same population and they don't have any 10.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So lack of 10 and lack of 16, and actually they will have brighter 15. So lack of all these 3 things will tell you that these are not granulocytes. Sometimes I want you to really remember this, especially in cases like CMML, the grans would be dysplastic and they will creep into the blast gate. So when you see your CD45 versus side scatter, there is no way you can separate it. And you have to use your CD16, 10, and 15 to separate them. And also because they are dysplastic, 1 or 2 of these markers can be aberrant too. Like they can lose 16, they may not have that much bright 16, they might lose 10. But you have to put all these markers together to differentiate between dysplastic grans and blast population. So we'll see some examples later. So these are just monocytes. They have brighter 11B, no 16. And again, here they are showing loss of CD13. And your grants are CD13 positive also. CD56, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just like this tube shows that there are no granulocytes, all are monocytes. And this one, again, everything is normal except that CD13 is negative. So pretty much all are abnormal monocytes, and they do have, like in monocytes, you don't see 34 or 117. Rarely monoblasts can have 117 positivity, like aberrant marker expression that helps, but otherwise only morphology helps to differentiate between mature and immature monocytes. And monocyte blasts, they might sometimes sit here, especially if they are like typical monoblasts. If it is pro-monocyte, or if the blasts have a lot of cytoplasm, like typically what monoblasts have, they can have variable side scatter like this, sometimes through the roof. So we cannot really rely on just the blast gate for monocytes. They can be here merging with the monocytes, but they can also be like this. Sometimes you will see a population of granulocytes, a population of monocytes, and these would be like in between also. So always remember that they can have high side scatter. So like if you see this kind of side scatter, but this does not, and this bright CD33, you should not think about APL because we have bright HLA-DR. So this one was acute myeloid leukemia with monocytic differentiation, but the acute part was derived from the smear. But there are clues here that the loss of 13 and loss of 14 are clues.
Okay.
Any questions? Okay, go to the next one. Yes, Rita.
Okay, this one.
Yeah.
I was looking at 2 populations here. I mean, I know the abnormal one is this maroon or red color population, and then I was just following that green granulocyte population too,
Okay.
just to compare things there. So in
this
this
is
one,
a bone marrow. This is a bone marrow.
Okay. So yeah, so they are CD45 moderate kind of population. The maroon population is 34 positive, so that is something. And then it is 38 positive, and then it's where is it? And then it is 56 negative. And I think that grans in the background are 34 negative and 56. I won't call it positive. It's kind of diagonal population, and grans usually show fluorescence. So I'm assuming it to be negative.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah, it's negative.
Yeah. And then and it's grants, I can say, because it's 15, like kind of bright, and it's going up. So
Yes.
those are there. So now I'm leaving them alone from here on. So it is 34 positive, and then it is HLA-DR positive on a brighter side, and then it is 123 negative. And I think these grands in the background are also 123 negative, because again, it's kind of diagonal there. Because if they're positive, we have to think of like MDS sometimes can have that 123. So it's like, it's not normal, I think, to have 123. But
Right.
I think here it is negative.
Yeah.
So then it is 7 is negative. This trickling is negative, right? I mean,
Yeah. So
worry
this
about this.
sprinkling you will always see the sprinkle. That's okay. It's negative.
Okay, sprinkles bother me.
Yeah. So especially whenever it varies with labs. So I think we have to familiarize with the normal for your lab. All labs will show that sprinkle, but you have to be familiar with how much is normal in your lab, because aberrant population can have CD7, and sometimes that's the only clue, and like you might have a minute population. So you need to be familiar with what you see normally, how much you see normally in your in your software, so that you can pick up when it is more.
Okay. Then 117, I'm assuming it to be negative, because if the green one are the mature like grands in there which are maturing, even at the top, they should be negative for 117. It's as with maturity they lose 117. So I'm assuming like this is negative, or is it positive? I
It's
think
kind of variable.
okay.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
Okay, then 71 again, because and I was using this pink population as the control for me, and I was assuming like 71 is negative too, because pink is also going up to the top.
Right.
So yeah, so 71 negative and going down. Okay, here we are just trying to see the granulocytes for the immaturity one, like how the immature, we are just dividing it based on CD45, like brighter and little dim. So they're just kind of segregating them to look for maturation pattern. So I think the mature one are like maturity marker are 15 and 16. That's what I remember. So the lighter green is mature for me. The darker green is kind of immature for me. So the immature ones are 13 positive, 16 kind of negative. Then they are 10 is also like mature neutrophils are positive. So the mature ones are again like 10, some positivities there, immature one are negative. 16 both are positive. Then 11B is again present in the mature ones, and less in the immature ones, and HLA-DR both are positive. So this is again 33, both are equally positive. And yeah, 33 versus 13, I think they both are equally positive. And then is HLA-DR positive. And then 11B and 16, this plot, I think you showed before in your first lecture. I think it is kind of following the pattern. It should, for the maturity, like the arrow going up. Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay.
Is it okay? Is this?
We'll discuss.
Okay.
Okay.
See, I said I have to like read also.
It's good that you are kind of analyzing everything deeply. That's nice.
Okay. And here I'm looking at this red population. So red population is 34 positive, and it is 45 is there, and then it's 11B is negative. So then it is 13 is positive, then 33 is positive, and it's kind of a blob like population, which makes me think it's an abnormal population. So, and then it is 14 is negative, and then it is 64 is negative. So HLA-DR is positive, and then it is 10 is negative. So and then so far I did not see any monocytic differentiation. That's what I was ruling out here. And then it is abnormal because it's kind of forming a blob for me. And then 33 positive HLA-DR positive, and then 13 versus 33, it is this population is 33 positive, 13 dim, and then HLA-DR positive again. So I don't know the percentage, but it looks like abnormal. It's like there is increased blast, and
so what if I said the blasts were 2% or 1%?
Oh, okay.
Does that change anything for you?
then is it normal blast then? That's what we have to differentiate. That is it a maturation pattern? Then this last plot would become important. So just to see, it's like maturation patterns for it. Man, should I give up? That's the next question.
Okay, so you did a good job with describing everything. So I'll give this one to you. So yes, um, I mean, you think these blasts are abnormal because they are having this blob-like population. I think that is part. I mean, it really doesn't have a blob-like thing. There is a small trail, but I think it's just like how big these individual event size is. It just looks like that, but actually there is a little bit of a trail. And in a normal bone marrow, you will see 34 versus 13. If 13 is in your y-axis, you will see this nice inverted C pattern where you will have the stem cells here, and then there are blasts that are 34 positive. They don't have 13 yet. Then they acquire 13, and then when they become promyelocytes, they become negative for 34, and they become positive for 13. Similarly, with 34 versus 33, sometimes you can see that nice C, but if your 33 is if your 34 positive blasts are also 33 positive and you see the maturation going after that, then it is fine. Unless if the whole blob is sitting down here with no 33, that is abnormal.
Okay.
As long as you see 33 and you see the maturation going past that stage to here, losing 34 and becoming 33 as in promyelocytes, that is fine. If it is negative, that will be a clue that those are MDS blasts, because MDS blasts often have that. They lose 33, and sometimes that could be the only aberrancy they have. And then you spoke about 117. This 117 would be positive because these are the lymphocytes in the background that do not have 117. And you have majority of the blasts are 117 positive, and you will see 117 expression still present in some of the promyelocytes. So whatever we stain here, they are not all mature granulocytes. They are in different phases of maturation. So you even in the HLA-DR and 15, you will see like a variable expression of these. Yeah, that's because the whole entire granulocyte population is painted in this color. Unlike in this one, only the mature neutrophils are painted in fluorescent green. So like for this plot, I mean, we'll forget that for a minute, but here the 117 is positive in the blast, and this is how normal pattern looks like. And I mean, normal blasts are positive for 34, they're positive for 38, they have HLA-DR, and you will always see a small subset that is negative for HLA-DR. That's okay, that's how maturation happens. Like they will start becoming negative for HLA-DR. Like if you remember your promyelocytes, they are negative for HLA-DR. And this tiny bit of spray with 7 is okay as long as it doesn't become too much for you. So this is all fine. The problem is here. So 13 versus 16, if you remember, like it should look like the Nike swoosh, because the promyelocytes are positive for 13, and then the myelocytes lose 13, and then the metamyelocytes start gaining 13 and start gaining 16. Start gaining 13 and 16, and then the neutrophils are bright 13 and 16 positive. So you'll see nicely that Nike swoosh, the tick mark, which is not seen here. It bypasses that and it just directly acquires 13 and 16. So you see the mature forms, they are there in good numbers, but the acquisition is irregular. So that is what we see in MDS. So we mentioned this in our report, asynchronous acquisition of 13, 16, and 11B and 10. So actually you see 13, 16, 11B, and 10. That's what we see. And even in this one, again, you will see normal, like a thyroid pattern, 13 versus 11B, because again, you will see one population that shows loss of 13. We don't see that population at all. So that's why this is also abnormal looking. Same here, we will see one population here that has lost 13. We don't see that. So that's basically what this one is showing. 11B versus 16 is normal because here the problem is with 13.
Okay.
So this one is still looking normal. This pattern is still normal. So yeah, so basically this is an MDS. And the blasts are normal. Very often we will see MDS with abnormal blast, but in this particular case, it was normal. Yeah. Right. Any questions? I think Friday everybody is like tired. We have less participants also today. Okay, case 3.
I have not seen this also. I just saw first two, and then I mean, I couldn't get the time for the third one. I feel.
Do you want to try?
Can we do it tomorrow too? It's just like it's these one I have to like look at the pictures too. I mean, I will try, but I know. Okay, I can give it a try if everyone wants. It's fine. But I haven't seen it before. I mean, that's the thing. Whatever
I'm
you
really
say, Raji. If
enjoying
you
your-
want me,
I'm
I
actually
can go
really
ahead.
enjoying your hesitation because it makes me feel that I'm not doing that bad.
Okay, so whatever you guys, if you want time, okay, fine. I think that makes more sense. So I think Halima saw 4 and 5, so we'll do that today.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't blame you because I think my day was crazy yesterday, so I couldn't put cases in.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So, this is case number 4. So we have CD45 site scatter. This had a lot of colors, and I was assuming that it's all because of backgating at some point.
Right.
Looking at CD45 dim position, I had the maroon one and the blue one, maroon brown one and the blue one. So I started following the blue one. They're 34 negative side scatter. They have low side scatter. They're 38 positive, 56 negative, 123 negative, HLA-DR positive, 15 negative. They are 7 dim or partial, and then 117 negative, and there are 71 positive. And then the maroon one and the same one, I thought because they were 34 positive, I was thinking they're blast. They're 38 positive, 56 negative, 15 negative, HLA-DR positive, partial, like heterogeneously, 123 negative, 7 negative, 117 positive, and 71 was part like on a subset. It felt like, because I was comparing it to the blue. So I was thinking that there are 2 populations here that we're dealing with, but we can look at the second 2. So in here, the blue population is 45 dim, 11B negative, 13 negative, 33. I thought that they were it was partial. I don't know, that's what I felt.
Okay.
14 negative, 64. I felt that it was, I would call it like even negative. And then HLA-DR positive, 10 negative. And then I think that population is 71 positive, glycophorin negative. I don't know what this blue AA is. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Like you have, I don't know what this blue AA log is. Like, what does it represent?
Oh, the blue, it's just the per se fluorochrome autocontrol. That's all.
Oh, that's an article. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they were 61 positive, that blue population. So, and then the final one, it was the green. The blue is the green now, and that's 42 positive, 41 positive. So based on that, I was thinking these are megakaryoplasts.
Okay.
And therefore, like I was thinking it was AML with megakardioblastic
Differentiation
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So what about the maroon population?
And yeah, so that was
you abandoned it.
No. So the maroon population looked like a myeloid to me. Because they were an HLA-DR positive, and I think there was something about, they were 117 positive, and then if we go into second tube, 13 and 33 were, so 13 was positive, 33 was also kind of a positive or on a subset, and HLA-DR positive, So I thought these were AML, and I'm not sure if I could call it like just an AML.
Okay.
Can I look at the third tube? So that population is 71 negative, I think, on this one. And if we look at the last, and there's 61 negative, I think it's like it's corresponding to maroon. And here it's also maroon, and I think they are 42 negative, 41 negative. So I thought that they look like an AML to me.
Okay. Okay, so one part is correct. There is an AML and there is a megakaryoblast differentiation, but that AML and megakaryocytic population is this one, or the blue population that we have been tracing in all these tubes. That is our abnormal blast, and this maroon population are normal bone marrow myeloid blasts.
Oh,
They're not abnormal. They're not neoplastic. So let's go with the normal one first, just to refresh. So they are sit in the DIM CD45 versus side scatter gate, and they are positive for CD34, and they are acquiring CD38 like normal blast. Negative for 56, negative for 15. They have partial HLA-DR, and they are in the process of losing HLA-DR. Negative for 123, negative for 7. Again, you see that small spray, and they're positive for 117, and you will always see like this kind of heterogeneous positivity. I mean, 71, I assume this is just negative, because like the pink population is the one that is positive. Maybe it's just noisy. And here in the second tube, they are negative for 11B. They have this nice inverted C pattern with 13, and also with 33 they have this nice inverted C pattern, and negative for 14 and 64. Again, you will see this spray. You will always see that is normal. And 10 negative HLA-DR, again the same thing, heterogeneous positivity with process of losing. So those are normal background myeloid blasts in the marrow. And this blue population, whatever you described was correct. It is negative for 34, it is partial 38. I think the 7, I would defer that it is negative, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. 71, I'm not sure if I would call it positive. Maybe I would say DIM in a subset. HLA-DR is positive, and then 117 negative, and everything else negative except maybe partial DIM CD33. 64 is negative. I would agree with that. And 71 positive. Glycophorin negative. Glycophorin is more specific for erythroid lineage than 71. 71 is not lineage specific, but it is often positive in erythroid precursors. Although we see that almost always in the mature, in the more mature stages of erythroid precursors, like the basophilic stages and orthochromatic stages. So there it is always positive, but it's not lineage specific.
Right. Is it, would you consider it positive in the blue population?
It is positive.
Okay.
It is positive. I'm saying having CD71 alone does not make it erythroid. I'm saying it is positive in erythroid, but it's not lineage specific. Because if you remember, we have seen cases of BALL,
Yes.
PALL, mature B cells, all kinds of things positive for CD71. So it's not a lineage specific marker. And this one is the one that is kind of determining the lineage here. 41A and 42B are both positive.
So I think the background blast population, the reason we are thinking we considered it to be normal, because we looked at the 33 and 13 and 34 plot, and if we could see that inverted C in 13 and 34 and 33 and 34, then we are not seeing any loss of antigen, and therefore we're considering it normal.
Yes.
Okay.
And also like I will use 34, 117, 33, 13, and I will also use 7 and 56.
7 and 56?
Yeah, to make sure there is no aberrant expression.
Okay. Do we
but
have
if I see this population in normal numbers, I wouldn't worry about it. Only if if the same blast population, if the numbers increase, then I would worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
All right. Case 5.
Okay, so
it's quite straightforward.
Yeah, it kind of, because I was seeing in CD45 side scatter that black population really popped out to me. And I was thinking green is granulocyte, reds are my lymphs. So following the black population, it was 34 negative, 38 positive, 56 positive, 15 negative, HLA-DR positive, 123. I was thinking that it was negative. I'm not sure why the lines are like so narrow, like they're so defined, like they're but there could be some like the way the plot and like the plot is set up. So there, I thought there were 7 negative, 117 maybe, mostly like 117. I would say it's negative because I'm just comparing it to the granulocytes, which are in green. 71 negative. And then there is like a background, there's also like a blast population, which are 34 positive and HLA-DR positive, and they're 38 negative. So then we can go down to the second tube. Now the black is blue, and those are 123 positive, four dimly positive, because I'm comparing it to the red, which is my T cells. So they're 123 positive, like we said, they're 56 positive. So based on the 120, I'm not sure if we have any other tube. I think
No,
this is
that's
the
all.
last one. Okay. So I was thinking based on that, could they be blastic plasma
Yeah.
pancreatic cells?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they are.
Okay.
It's my
BPDCN.
first case for BPDCN. Wow.
Yeah, it was not bad. It was easy. And I think the background blasts are just the normal. Is this a bone
Yeah.
marrow as well?
Sorry?
Is this a bone marrow as well?
Yeah, this is a bone marrow.
Okay.
Yeah. This patient also had lymph node involvement, skin involvement everywhere, but this is a bone marrow.
Which is a normal for plasmacytoid.
Yeah.
Right?
They can involve skin, lymph nodes, and bone marrow. They can involve all
So
three.
you added these tubes based on like morphology, or based on the flow itself you had suspicion?
So this population that is negative for 45 and had this 56, I mean, it is dim 45 and it had this 56 expression. That's what triggered us to add that tube.
Oh, okay. And then the pink population, which is a lymph, and they have 56. Are these like kind
NK.
of NK cells? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that, okay, so that's all, we are done. Okay.
Is it like I'm really I think I have a little bit struggling regarding recognizing the normal maturation like in the bone marrow, and like at what point does it cross to the AML, which doesn't show a lot of like aberrant expressions, but
So that's why the number comes into play. So if the maturation is not, I mean, you wouldn't still see in an aberrant population, you would still not see like this dynamic population. As far as I know, you can see partial 33, partial 13, you can still see, but it won't be like kind of so dynamic. But the clue is also the number. And also they often lose CD38.
the
Apparent ones, yes, they
okay.
often lose CD38. That part I have seen frequently. Having loss of 33 is frequent. Loss of 117 is frequent. I mean, they would be positive for 34, loss of 117, or positive for 117, loss of 34. Those are frequent. Having aberrant 7 and 56 is common. Yeah, those kind of things. I'll try to see if I can find cases with less than 5% with those kind of markers. It's just so hard to find those cases.
Okay, yeah.
I'll try to see if I have some, but just try to remember this pattern of maturation.
The C.
Yeah, for normal.
And and being dynamic, like they're
right, kind of
block.
going from the stem cell stage to merge with the promyelocyte stage.
Okay. And I think we get a lot of bone marrows, and bone marrows are so hard because there's so much going on, like, you know, in terms of maturation. So it's always the plots are like packed, just like this one. And I think that's why it's kind of hard to isolate, you know, population.
Yeah, I agree. It would be hard, and also it will depend on what template you use and how you get for each template. But you can kind of play with them a little bit in your BLAST template, and to see how the maturation works. I mean, I don't know if you have that kind of time. It's very hard.
No, the templates are made up for us, and so we kind of you know how these plots. I'm not sure what gate are the plots gated, but we have one that gated on BLAST, and then one that is gated on CD34 that we use sometimes a lot, because BLAST is so packed with everything else, like it's hard to draw a gate around it. So we use CD34 gate, and then we do all the analysis on it. But then,
so in those templates, you will only see the population that is positive for CD34, right? You won't see, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you get your 34 positive cells, include some cells that are not for 34 positive, and if you also can, you know, add the cells in the 45 versus side scatter plot, you can add some of them in this area.
Okay.
And then you can actually see that.
Yeah, like
yeah. So I know, like if your template is fixed for whatever is gated in that particular thing, then you probably won't be able to see the maturation pattern unless you know, change your gate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do too. In ours also, like we cannot see.
Is it Calusa for you guys? Is it Calusa software, or are you?
No, we use FCS Express.
Okay, BD.
Yeah, yeah. But this particular plot, this was soft.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, you can do whatever you want, take out whatever you want, keep whatever you want in this one. But ours is fixed, built-in template. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Okay. So sorry for putting the cases late.
That's good.
I'll have more cases for you on Monday, and then we'll discuss all of them together. I mean, we'll try to discuss all of them together, and I'll move these to the day 15.
Maybe I can try to do some theory part on Saturday and Sunday. No promises, but because we can use that Saturday, Sunday. I'm not sure when I'm gonna move as of now. I'll have to see that. But
Okay.
maybe I can try that. I know, not promise. I'll let you guys know if we are doing that. You can just read the theory part from Brentwood quickly.
Sure. Thank you.
Sounds good.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Happy Friday. Take care, guys.
You too.